Hi, welcome back to another Marvel review. All right, so if you're new to my channel, I do. It is warm today. If you're new to my channel, I do quick reads. I basically just update you guys on the Blue Twin Flame journey, where I'm at, but occasionally, I do Marvel reviews, MCU, Marvel Cinematic Universe reviews, and how it relates to me on my Blue Twin Flame journey, or wherever you are. Okay, so spoiler alerts: Spider-Man Brand New Day came out today. It officially comes out tomorrow, but I saw it today. So, I will be discussing the movie, my thoughts, and again, how it relates to me on my Blue Twin Flame journey. So, if you haven't seen the movie, go see it. If you don't want any spoilers or don't want to hear anything that could not spoil it for you, I suggest you to go see the movie and then come back to watch this, or just stop watching. Or if you don't care, then bam. Or you can just listen to this review instead of watching it. I would still advise you to go watch it, but yeah. So without further ado, here's my review on the MCU Spider-Man Brand New Day. All right, so this is, I believe, the fourth Spider-Man film. Overall, my thoughts: I loved it. All right, without further ado, chef's kiss. I enjoyed this movie. All right, first of all, it was a good movie. Okay. Second of all, what I enjoy most about it, I felt like, with me being a Marvel fan, I watch a few videos online that discuss MCU films. So I went into it already having an idea of what the movie was about. But I feel like a lot of the trailers and stuff that they put out there was just a small portion of the movie. The movie was 2 hours and a half. It was 2.5 hours. Okay. So like, majority of the time when you watch a trailer, the stuff they put in the trailer are like the main fight scenes or the main events. And I feel like what they put out there, I thought were going to be like the main, like when you go watch it, it's like, oh yeah, the main fight scenes are the scenes you saw in the trailer. But like the main stuff you see that they put out there for promotions, I feel like didn't make up the majority of the movie. And that's one thing I did like. It's like the stuff they focused on in the promotions wasn't a major highlight in the movies. Okay. That I enjoyed. What I also enjoyed was it, I want to say it was scattered. It was everywhere. It's like, for example, I'll give an example. Okay. Again, spoilers. The Punisher is in there. And when we see in the preview that the Punisher is in there, and we see him interacting, you might think that the Punisher is going to be like in the majority of the movie, and he's really not. He cameo a couple of times, yeah, like he's in there more than just a cameo. But he's in a couple of scenes, but he wasn't in the majority of the movie. So that's what I mean. Like, it was like he spent enough time with friends, enough time with this villain, enough time with this. Like, it was evenly dispersed. There were a lot of cameos. There were a lot of not, I wouldn't say tying up loose ends, but tying things up. Another thing I liked was the fact that I did wish some of the villains that he fought they elaborated more on, like I think it's called the Tarantula, and then when he fought Tombstone, those were like recap fights, like fights. They could have elaborated more on them. Excuse me. Because Spider-Man is a street level hero where he fights like he doesn't fight like huge villains like a Avenger movie. A lot of the people who he fight are street level villains. Um, and at a certain point in time, they were showing his progression within 4 years. So they had to like show what he did, what Spider-Man did within 4 years. It was like a montage. So it was like within a short amount of time, it was a span of 4 years. So they didn't really like go into complete details about who he fought or with those fights. So that I kind of wish they did, but the only way to do that would to be like, excuse me, to have like a Spider-Man show. Usually when you have shows, you can elaborate more on, lower level villains or lower threats. So that would have helped. But outside of that, still enjoyed it. Jean Grey was also revealed, so I love that. The fact that she's like, aside from Wolverine, one of the first new, well, I was going to say one of the first mutants to be named in the MCU. We know Neymar, and we know that, yes. But as far as like the original X-Men team, she's one of the first names. But then also too, Wolverine is old, and we don't know if Hugh Jackman's coming back, but we have an idea that when the Mutant Saga comes, Sadie Sink is going to continue to play Jean Grey. So I'm happy to see her. The way they did her, I enjoyed too. I did enjoy it. I know there's a lot of rumors about her, Sadie Sink playing Jean Grey, leading up to it. But how they did the character, I enjoyed the evolution of the character, because at first she pretty much just like psychically jumped into people's minds, and then she kind of developed, her powers kind of evolved from there. So that aspect I did like. I'm excited to see where she's gonna go. We know she's gonna come back. Excuse me. I love mutants. X-Men is definitely one of my favorite Marvel characters. So, or just not even characters, just comics. X-Men is one of my favorite Marvel comics and characters in Marvel. So I'm excited to see where they're going to go with that. Okay. But outside of that, now, outside of that, outside of my thoughts about what I thought about the movie, we're going to flip the script and focus more so on the Blue Twin Flame journey. My Blue Twin Flame journey, and where I'm at spiritually and what I got from it. And then a lot of some of the themes that's in the movie. So, pardon me, man, it was a long day. Okay, so a lot of times when you're on this Blue Twin Flame journey, your Blue Twin Flame, your consciousness, you are the observer of your masculine and feminine energies. Your masculine energy is everything you conceive, your thoughts, your ideas, your imagination, everything in here. Everything physically, everything you perceive, everything you see, touch, smell, hear, is everything in this three-dimensional world is your feminine energy. Okay? So just like you have an inner consciousness, there's an outer consciousness, and you are the observer of both of these consciousnesses. And what are you observing? your blue twin flame. So there's a stream of consciousness that floats in between your masculine and feminine consciousness. So if I think of something and then I see evidence of what I think out in the physical world, that stream of consciousness, like if I think of a question and then right immediately after the answer comes to me, that underlying stream of consciousness that floats in between your masculine and feminine energy, you are observing that. That's your blue twin flame. Okay. Or you can also see the blue twin flame as your masculine and feminine energies. They're the twins and you're just observing them. So they're the ones communicating. You're witnessing the communication between your masculine and feminine energies, and you're just an observer of that. So when you think of a question, you're observing your masculine energy, and then the answer comes in your feminine energy. You're just observing those two twins, your masculine and feminine energy. You know, they're doing the cosmic dance. You're just observing that. You know, take you out the equation. But some stuff is just in your masculine energy, some stuff is just in your feminine energy. But when they correlate, when you start seeing things that make sense, when you start seeing synchronicities, when you start seeing coincidences that's not coincidence, that's how your blue twin flame communicates, through these serendipitous events. And if you go back through, because I have a whole folder on my MCU reviews, and I give my interpretation of where I'm at in my spiritual journey and how that reflects. I just personally like to talk about Marvel, so I relate it to that. But your blue twin flame communicates to you daily, you know. So you can go the cards that I draw, you know, the things that I watch, the things you observe, your masculine and feminine energies are constantly in communication with each other. They're constantly giving you clues or advice. God, spirit, the universe, all of the above. You can feel A to D with whatever you want, and whatever you choose to feel A to D with, it's always in communication with you. You just have to be open to receiving that communication. And that's part of this journey. You're open to receiving that communication, but it's always communicating with you. And again, okay, today's gift. Always communicating with you. I'll put this book on here to talk about it in my next video. This is the next video. So we're going to talk about today's gift. And it's one of those calendar books, okay? So I'm going to go to today's date and read that. And this is part of the way, July 30th. That, again, is always a communication. So I'm going to read this. Okay, and this is the way that your feminine energy communicates through you. The hopeful man sees success where others see failure, sunshine where others see shadows and storm. When wise men say hope springs eternal, they are reminding us that no matter how great are the obstacles, the hope of winning out in the long run still exists. Hope is our friend when all else failed. When we have strength of character and energetic mind, hope always flourishes. We discover that at the very brink of despair, we will find courage to keep trying as long as there are hope for success. After all, what have we got to lose? Without hope, we have no chance anyway. Our chance for glory comes when we keep trying even though it seems lost. Our hearts remain strong and brave when hope reminds us that challenges last until the game is over. What light of hope can I keep burning within me today? Okay, now that kind of relates to the movie, because there was a lot of times Peter Parker, SpidEr-man, could have gave up hope, but he kept on going. But that was just an example of how the universe communicates to you. So that could have resonated with me, and also could resonate with you. You are observing this, so I'm sure whoever's watching this, that resonated with. But when it comes to the movie, some of the themes that I feel like were in the movie that resonated with me on my blue twin flame journey was the fact of a few things: evolution, understanding you're becoming a new person, a new being, a new creature. Don't want to say creature, but just letting go of the old to embrace what you're becoming. And that was a huge theme in this movie. Spider-Man is evolving. Bruce Banner, the Hulk is in that movie too, which was nice seeing him. And it's so funny because I feel like of all the Avengers, we've seen the Hulk in probably more MCU things than before. He's never had his own movie. So like it's getting to the point where it's like, you know, I mean, I appreciate seeing the Hulk, don't get me wrong. Mark Ruffalo, or I think that's his name. But yeah. But anywho, back to Blue Twin Flame. That's something that the Hulk does. The Hulk, he's balancing his Hulk side versus Bruce Banner. And when you're on this Blue Twin Flame journey, you're constantly balancing both of these energies. You know, you have two energies inside of you. There's your consciousness versus the inner consciousness, your Blue Twin Flame. You know, having a connection to the spiritual world and having to live with that. And you have to integrate both of these. You know, when the universe is constantly in communication with you, you have to learn to do that. I mean, to live with that. And you could ignore it. You can try to, just like Peter Parker used the inhibitor to try to hide who he is, you know. So that's one theme that I saw throughout the movie and that related or resonated with me being on this Blue Twin Flame journey. Another one is the death of the old self. To fully embrace this new life, you have to kill off the old self. And I like the evolution of it. You don't necessarily have to kill off, or I don't like the connotation that's associated with killing off, but it's just the evolution of the old self. You know, not doing some of the same old things, and that's definitely a theme that I need to I'm embracing or trying to embrace. Is not doing the same old things. I needing to grow and learn. Okay, to fully evolve and become a new person. Doing things differently. You know, so you'll surprise yourself when you do things your old self wouldn't do. Another theme. Ooh, the sense. Okay, so in the movie, Peter Parker could tell when Jean Grey was communicating through other people, and some people aren't able to tell, but Peter can, and she couldn't push herself into his mind. And the sense that Jean Grey is communicating to Peter through all of these beings, that she's jumping from one being to the next being to the next being. That is how the Blue Twin Flame works. That's how I'm noticing too. It's like, it's weird because it's certain things certain people will say. It's how people would say it, why people would say it. And some stuff is unconsciously, you know, like to them, but it's conscious to me. So you may question why someone said something, but how they said it and what they said may stick out to you. And they could have said it for a reason. Like if someone is talking to a baby and you're doing something, and then all of a sudden you hear they yell, "Stop!" And it makes you stop. And then as soon as you stop, something else happens that if you would have kept going, it would have been a chain reaction. But because you stopped, you prevented something. But them saying stop was like, it had nothing to do with you, but it being in alignment. It comes when you're in alignment. Things like this happens. And that's what happens when you're on this Blue Twin Flame journey. It's like you can pick up on certain frequencies that's through other people, through movies, music. It's like it's a blessing. It's this frequency. It's a stream of consciousness that floats inside your masculine energy and outside your world, like, and you're able to grasp onto this consciousness and identify it, and it literally floats in between. You could say it's God consciousness. It has many names. If this resonates to you, you may call it something else. When, like I said, some call it God consciousness, I feel like, or God's talking to them. It's the universe. When the universe is communicating with you, and the things that you see, the things that you hear, the things that you touch, the things like inside your head, that's how Sadie Sink or Jean Grey was doing. It's like she's communicating, and Peter's catching on that she may, like in the movie, she may say a sentence in this person's body, then she jumps to another person's body and continues the conversation, and Peter is following each person, but he's having a fluid conversation with her. Even though she's jumping from person to person, one person's walking this way, then the next person's walking this way, but she's talking to him, jumping from person to person. This is exactly how the Blue Twin Flame journey is. And I can resonate with it so much because this is where I'm at in my Blue Twin Flame journey. So like when I watch these movies, it's reflecting where I'm at in my journey. And this is where I'm at. It's like my Blue Twin Flame communicates with me by jumping into this song, jumping into that movie. And it's a stream of consciousness that I catch on to that may be irrelevant to someone else, but I pick up on it. And you may pick up on it too. Because I feel like everyone has their own stream, their own frequency. It's like a radio station that only you can tune into because you're the only one who has access to your masculine energy. We may share feminine energy, but that stream of consciousness that flows only is unique to you. It's a signature that only you have. Like, did I make it worse? Like, right now, I'm in my feminine energy. I hear myself speaking. I see myself. I'm looking in the camera. Okay, I see myself. So I'm looking at me just like you're looking at me. So I'm in your feminine energy and I'm in my feminine energy because I see myself. I hear myself. You see me. You hear me. So we're sharing feminine energy right now. But when the camera goes off, we're no longer sharing. So when you stop watching this, you're now living your life and your feminine energy is different from mine. Right now, we're in unison. But it's unique to you. So it's unique for everyone. Everyone's like that. So everyone has their own unique feminine energy. Everyone has their own unique masculine energy. My thoughts are different from yours. What resonates with me might not resonate with you. What I'm saying might not resonate with you. It is what it is, but I'm sharing what resonates with me in hopes that it gets to the right person. And even if it doesn't resonate with you, maybe something that I'm saying is resonating. I don't know. It may be something different, Again, all the above. You can feel ADD with whatever you want. And whatever makes sense to you, makes sense to you. I'm just here to make sense of it for me, okay? But that's what stuck out in that movie. Another theme that stuck out is the sense of thinking you're being alone or you need to be alone. When you're on this journey, I do feel alone. I know I'm not, because you have a stream of consciousness that floats in between everyone. It's like I know I'm not alone because I'm getting evidence of what I'm saying. I'm seeing evidence of it. Things are resonating with me in ways that they weren't before. So I know I'm not alone. But do I have someone I can come and talk to about this? someone physically here, yes, I come express myself on this video. So I get a chance to get it out. I'm talking to myself. I'm talking to reflections of myself. I feel like I know I'm talking to me because I see me. I'm here, I'm there, and I know I'm talking to myself. So at the end of the day, that's all I can ask for is for the opportunity to talk to myself. And as I talk to myself and get it out, I feel better because I get a chance to talk to myself. Now, self aside, I would love to build community of other people who feel this way. And that's another reason why I'm doing this, to get it out, but also to build community. Okay. Masculine, feminine energy, blue twin flame, I forgot. Venom, and these are two opposites. They're doing the cosmic dance too. Separate conversation though, but I just saw that. But I would love to build community with people who feel the same way or who have questions, who the universe is speaking to them and they don't know, can't find up from down. I would love to help. We're going to get there. I'm here to help. If this resonates with you, leave a thumbs up. So it can reach the people it needs to reach because, bam. But anyway, so I would love to build community for those people, so I'm talking to me in hopes that I'm talking to someone else. And one day I hope that I can build enough community to where we can meet physically. Cause like, although I appreciate coming on here talking to myself, I know I'm not alone. But sometimes we still miss that physical companionship, seeing people in person, being able for other people to resonate with me. And then the more I talk on here, the less I feel the need to have that physical. But I know we're human, so that physical standpoint is might always be there. That want to resonate with other people. That might always be there. Who knows? We'll see. But coming here helps. Okay. But back to the movie. In the movie, Peter's doing things alone. He's used to being by himself, and then the commissioner or whoever the police officer he was talking to, Yelena, the new Black Widow, another cameo I enjoy. She's also in a lot of stuff too. It's just like there's so many characters to where like the Hulk, like Black Widow, they keep cameoing the same people, and that is like like okay, like we get it. Like there's other people that we can cameo, like I appreciate seeing her, don't get me wrong. But, there's so many fresh faces that we could, let's explore. Let's catch up on someone else. We already know. Like we've seen Yelena multiple times. How many more times we want to see her? We want to keep seeing her. Let's see other people. But she talks about Peter being lonely. Punisher talks about Peter being lonely. So that's a theme, him being lonely. So to branch out to people. And that's another part of my journey that I want to get at, to where I know I can be alone. I'm okay with being alone. But I am moving to a point where it's okay to branch out. But the thing is, not just branching out to anyone. I feel like the people who you're meant to branch out to will come to you. I'm believing that. I'm having faith in that. Excuse me, yawn for confirmation. I'm having faith in that. So I'm not going to stress out about finding people, because that's when you don't find the right people. It's because you're forcing this connection. And I'm not trying to force the connection. It is what it is. If it happens, it happens. But where's the line between putting effort in and forcing? You got to figure that out. So yeah, those are just a few themes that jumped out to me that I recognize, because again, I'm on this blue twin flame journey. So it's like I'm seeing reflections of myself in this movie. And that's what this journey is all about. Okay. This video is already 30 minutes, so I'm going to end it soon. I'm also getting tired. I'm very tired. Outside of that, sorry. I do want to give thanks to E, all the above. You can fill A through D with whatever you want. Just as long as we don't forget to give thanks. Also, all day long we breathe unconsciously for ourselves. So let's just take a moment to breathe for someone else, whether they're here physically, whether they're thinking about you, whether they're not thinking about you. Your blue twin flame, God, the Most High, whoever. Let's just take a breath for that. You know, so on the count of three, we're going to inhale, then we're going to exhale. So 1, 2, 3. Inhale. And then exhale. All right. Without further ado, I love you. I love me. I love us. I love we. And I. Oh, man. Confirmation. I'm tired. I will talk to you in another video. I love you so much. Bye.